Hello, it's Ricardo and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. Fleet carriers in Elite Dangerous have been here for some time now, and whether you love or hate the fleet carrier, they certainly have a role to play inside the game. Now, they are expensive to buy and expensive to run, but they don't really offer a hell of a lot of gameplay, do they really? And I was thinking, what would I do to fleet carriers in Elite Dangerous to make the gameplay a little bit more appealing? So, I thought I'd make this video. Personally, I want to start off by saying I'm a great fan of Fleet Carrier. I think it's a great in-game addition, although, you know, it could be a little bit cheaper. It is what it is, and they do seem to be popular. Every system you go to, there seems to be hundreds of fleet carriers parked in there, especially around the Thargoids and around community goals as well. Having the ability just to upgrade them in certain core systems to a particular faction, where you can actually buy a fleet carrier, is a good addition as well. But there are a few, refinements I think that could be made to fleet carriers in Elite Dangerous to make gameplay a little bit more compelling. A little bit more compelling to shell out those billions of credits just to buy the thing, and then more, millions upon millions of credits just to kit it out inside. We recently have had fleet carrier interiors, and I think that's been a great addition. But it's not enough, right? It's not enough, I think, to... If I was starting again, I didn't have a YouTube channel to say, hey, I'm going to have a fleet carrier. So, where would we start? So straight off, this is my one bugbear. Why do you have to be on the bridge for a jump? Right? Ooh, misses. Yeah, why have you got to be on your bridge, either on the command level mezzanine, which we can see now, or downstairs in the observation lounge, on the bridge of your carrier for a jump? You can also be, let's just state this now, you can also be in your ship, right, as we've seen before, but that's quite boring. At least you want to see something, don't you? But sometimes you just can't be bothered to make your way all the way to the bridge. Well, as we've seen in a recent video I've put out, they just manhandle you to the bridge. The screen goes black from wherever you are, and you just appear in your command chair, ready to see that Starfield onslaught. But why? Why can't you be sat in your captain's ready room? Why can't you be sat in the bar, looking out the windows, Star Trek 10 forward sort of thing, and see the jump experience from a side window? I realise it says take additional programming and additional graphic art as well, and Frontier have at least given us something of jumps within the carrier. But needless to say, I think that would be a little bit better, wouldn't it? It doesn't actually add to gameplay, but it does add to the overall experience. On your fleet carrier, Frontier goes to great lengths, allowing you to choose your crew members for the different options, whether that's people as the captain, as the cargo quartermaster, blah 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 blah, someone who sells the weapons, you name it, right? But when you go to the bridge, we never see two people, don't you? Right? That's all you ever see. Two people sat on the bridge, one's playing Nintendo, one may be hovering 2 feet off the seat. And what's with all these lazy sausages here? Okay, knee-deep in deck plates, I know that needs to be fixed, but why sleeping? Why? Why isn't there, for example, crew quarters as well? And we'll come on to that a little bit later. But, I mean, there's something listening. They've put people here in a corridor, that's great. But why not where it counts, on the bridge, going about their business, checking weapon status, checking the scanners, that sort of thing? I mean, these things are hardly gameplay, but it all adds to the aspect that your carrier is a living, busy hub of industrialism, a community, as it were. Anyway, moving on. The next thing I want to talk about is the onloading and offloading of cargo next to your fleet carrier. Now, bearing in mind, this is your fleet carrier, right? And you've got storage on there, 25,000 tons, whatever it is, right? And with the current community goals, it's been really slow if you're using your fleet carrier to go and transport certain said materials from one location to the other. Now, given the fact this is a fleet carrier, it is the pinnacle of technology, why isn't there a quicker way to onload and offload cargo? Well, here's an idea. Why don't you have the ability to install modules Not walk around modules like Pioneer Supplies and all the rest of it. Modules. Modules like collector limpet controllers, refueling limpet controllers. Why isn't it? Why? Why not? That's the big question for me. Why not, right? So you, instead of landing on your ship and then going through the rigmarole of offloading your cargo, fly to a delegated zone, inform your carrier, I want to offload some cargo, boom. You drop your cargo, but maintain ownership of it. You say, engage limpets from the carrier, limpets swarm from the carrier, pick up your cargo, put it into your inventory, and you're off on your merry way to go and live your best life and pick up more cargo. The same can then work in reverse. Instead of going to the carrier to land all the time, you can say, right, I'm in the designated loading and offloading zone, send the limpets out with my, I don't know what it's going to be, advanced catalyzers for a community goal. That fills up your ship, job done, and away you go. The same could actually work as well by using your carrier, and the fuel rats might like this, by using your carrier as a refueling station instead of landing. You pull up alongside, fuel limpets come out, refuel your ship, whap, and you're off again. Again to go and live your best life, the best life that you possibly can. Just a thought, and something that could add a little bit of, I don't know, a little bit more use to the carriers. Was, oh, I'm going to fly over here, I'm going to land, now I'm going to refuel, then I'm going to go and navigate the menu to transfer my cargo from one to the other. Whereas you can just pick from a list. I want all that in there, send the flying monkey limpets. Just a thought. Next up, what I want to talk about is the ability to run missions from your fleet carrier. I mean, a lot of commanders have got several ships. I've got like 37 ships. I've been playing a long time. Why aren't they being put to good use? We've got the bar, lots of people sitting around sleeping. Why can't you go into the bar, hire some pilots, or even get your own NPC crew members to do something for the 10, 20, 30% that they get just for sitting around, generally doing nothing because you've got them on retainer? Why not? From the bartender, also have the ability to go and run some missions. Hey, go over there and pick up 300 tons in this ship of that particular item and bring it to my carrier. That would be great. You do all the research, that station's got it, fly out, off he goes, off she goes, in your ship, in your cargo ship, whatever, goes, picks up the item, brings it back. Also delivery missions from the bartender as well. Why not? Instead of the bar just being a bar, what about it just being, say, a pilot lounge as well, where you can go in there, pick up your old scoundrel or scoundreless and say, I've got a ship, you've got the ability, I need some stuff from over there, go and pick up that person, that passenger, go and deliver that passenger, take them where they want to go and pick up these items and bring those items back to me. That would certainly help, I think, as well with some of these community goals that are also going on as well. And it does, I think, would then give the entire sort of like the bar area that you've got on these fleet carriers a little bit of added purpose. You know what I mean? It's because it's a bit lifeless. Even though there are people there, and I know we can go and harass the bartender, but even the bartender doesn't have drinks. What about a toxicity level on your commander? I know other games have got this, but you want to go and hire a commander from the pilot lounge. They've been sat in the bar, drinking the Lavian brandy. Do you really want to entrust them to go on a mission in your ship? He'll do it, and he'll do it for a cup. He'll do it for, you know, a cheaper price than what somebody who's sober is, but then you take a risk. Again, it's just an idea. It really is just an idea. Staying with rooms inside the carrier, what about an astrometrics room, cartographics room, where you can actually go in there and there's just somebody sat there and saying, all right, you know, I see you've got some data. You do it for Visagenomics. Why don't you do it and just visualize the cartographic screen? Just a little room sat in the ship somewhere, down in the bowels of the ship. How cool would that be? Oh, here's something I've been thinking about for a while. The ability to repel borders. So, you got your fleet carrier, it's nice. You have to pay a defense force, which is something you haven't really got. There's nothing stopping any commander, really, think about it, going on there causing chaos. Although you can't cause any real chaos on the fleet carrier. But say you could. Say you had the ability on foot to go in and start hacking systems of a fleet carrier and take it offline. Well, if you haven't paid your defense force, that's more likely going to happen, for example. What about a mission where you're in an anarchy zone? Pirates try and storm your fleet carrier to try and take some of your hard-earned cargo. Or to jump it somewhere, hold it for ransom. All these things are great. You get the call, your defense force is holding them off, your crew is holding them off, because let's face it, they don't do much else, do they, for the money that you're paying them. You trolley in there with your crew, or by yourself, you want to go in there Rambo style, get the plasma pistols out, and see if you can take back the ship. How cool is that? And then the reverse of that is, hey, why can't you do that and have sort of like onboard firefight missions, not only on stations, but also on carriers? Of course, we need a bit of an expanded map. I think we're only seeing, you know, the corridor from the ship to sort of like the main sort of causeway. This obviously needs to be bigger. Imagine a massive firefight through a cargo hold. Imagine a firefight through, you know, your ship's docking bay. These corridors, elongate them, lots of place for people to hide. Advance, storm, take back your ship. And then you can mitigate against this by having upgraded defense force, upgrading your defensive capabilities on the carrier. As it stands, it's just another floating station that you can move from point to point. And now on to another point I want to raise. Crew quarters and captain quarters. Yes, we've got the ready room off the bridge for the big carrier commander, but where does he sleep? On the settee? On the uncomfortable chair? You can't possibly sleep on the bridge. What about assigning quarters to your squadron as well, where they can store like a certain amount of items on your carrier? They might not have a carrier of their own, right? Why not? And in your quarters, why don't you have memorabilia from wherever you've been? So say you've gone and saved the Golconda, just for example. Why haven't you got that plaque, that Golconda plaque, whap, on your wall? I was there. I saved the Golconda, or I went and pictures, screenshots of the INRA installations. Choose what you can display on the wall. You've got it all already on your PC or your console, right? Why not? I know console's a bit of a sore subject because they've stopped development for that, but hey, think of the game going forward. How do you make it more personable? How can you display the benefits and the bounties of where you've been and where you've explored in this game? And perhaps crew quarters and captain quarters is a good way of doing that. What about putting up decoration or panels or pictures? Or, hey, I've been here. Display it in the bar. You might have gone and picked up some particular artifacts. Hey, why not have a treasury as well, where you can display artifacts from the game in a museum? Guardian artifacts, Thargoid artifacts. You know, hey, I found this great flower. It goes to Vista Genomics. You never see it ever again, do you? Why haven't they got a display case of all the things that you have discovered, for example? Like an arboretum. We've seen arboretums on different mega ships. Why isn't there one built into your fleet carrier where you can start growing this and go down another sort of career arc? Do you know what? I've ranted on for about 15 minutes now. You must be all rolling your eyes and thinking, oh God, what's he on? But I was thinking about this and how the fleet carriers can really be made a bit more of an in-game event and coax more people to use them in a more conducive manner, and what that could do to gameplay. I know we heard from one of the game designers on a recent Frameshift Live that you can't do certain things because it breaks certain dynamics of the game. I think people want more from the game. Why not give it to them? I've been Ricardo. Thanks very much for listening to this very long ranty video. I'll see you soon.